Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for a purpose, such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. For uses of use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now let's start this dang show.
You gonna have any fights this week? Oh man, we gotta have some fights.
What is up, Raider Nation? Here we go. Wednesday, Cage Match Wednesday.
Cage Match.
What is up? What is up, Asylum?
Same old shit, different day. Same old shit, different day.
Yeah.
The next couple of weeks might be a little interesting for me.
Yeah.
So
the streak might end. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We'll have to see. I don't know, but it may be finally coming to an end at 135.
Well, we have a special show today, and I've been fighting I think I avoided the flu, but I ended up with a cold, so I guess the lesser of the whatever I got, so, but I'm here. I made it. So we have a special show today. We have Mario Celotto. Was part of the Raiders Cinderella team, Super Bowl 15. So I'm ready. Are you ready, Asylum?
I'm always ready. You know that.
It's time for some Raider history, some going back and hearing some great stories. So without further ado, Asylum, I'll have you roll out the red carpet with the intro. Let's bring him on to the stage. Asylum, please roll that intro.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
All righty, we have Mario Celotto. Let me get the applause going. All righty, how we doing?
I'm doing good, man. There's the Raider Nation.
There you go. That championship ring that I would like to see. I would like to see the Raiders do. Hopefully, while I'm still around, because it's been a long time since that last one in Super Bowl 18. That was 1983. I was born in 85, so I'm 40. I'll be 41. So that was like 42, almost 43 years ago.
Wow,
So
you're making me feel old. I just grew some
Me
gray
too.
hair.
Making me feel old. Jesus.
so
But we're going
how
to
you
get it.
doing?
We're going to get it. New head coach, new thing going on. There's change I smell the change in the air.
They said that like 10 years ago, didn't they?
They said that the
Yeah,
last
bad
8
air
years
for a
That's a
long
bad
time.
air you're breathing.
So, Raider alum Mario Celotto came out of Southern California. I think Al Davis loved USC players. I know he didn't draft you, but he did get you right after you were drafted. So you were drafted by the Buffalo Bills in 78, came to the Raiders in 80 through 81, and then like we said, got that ring in 1980 with the Cinderella team. And then also played for the Baltimore Colts in 81 and the Los Angeles Rams in 1981. I guess from what I read, you was born in LA, but you are in the Bay. So growing up, what team were you what team did you follow growing up?
USC, because my dad went to Manual Arts, which is not too far from USC. And then my dad used to take me to a couple Rams games. And then I don't want to date how old I am, but when I was 10 or 11 years old, my godfather was the head baseball coach at UCLA. And he saw something in me, and he took me to Super Bowl I. Kansas City versus Green Bay. And I just had a passion when I was young to play football, make it to the NFL, even though I had 2 knee operations after my sophomore year at USC. I got drafted 161st player. I think that's about Tom Brady stuff, but to Buffalo. And so I was telling you guys a story earlier when I got drafted by Buffalo. I had no idea because the 49ers said they were going to draft me in the 4th round. So I wait the 4th round. Finally, the phone rings and it's Chuck Knox. You know, he was pretty much a legend. But he goes, "Mario, you're a Buffalo Bill." And I said, "Gee, that's great." I was just shocked. I didn't even know where Buffalo was. You know, I had to get a map out.
Yeah. No, you Asylum?
But you started. I wasn't prepared now. You started. Finish what you did. Okay, I mean, so, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I mean, so you got drafted, you played your first year in Buffalo. I mean, you said you had the dream of making it in the NFL. I mean, how was that how was that transition for you? You said you didn't know nothing about Buffalo, everything like that. Going from, Southern California to have to go play as a rookie in Buffalo.
Well, it turned out well, man. The people were great. I learned how to make the best buffalo chicken wings before they even came out to California. And but it was a different team. It was just not like the Raiders. It was just guys were so distant from each other. Like they had their groups, the Cowboys, the white dudes, and the minorities, So it was, I wasn't used to that coming from USC and a winning culture, because I played with Marcus Allen. I played with Rod Martin. I played with Ricky Bell. I played with 3 Heisman guys. I played with Ronnie Lott. So it was a different culture because it was very segregated, I would assume. But
well, in
I was happy to get out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so
And then,
I was just going to say, since you were still thinking, we all know how Al Davis felt. Al Davis saw no color. So you said it was very one way going there. So it was a lot. I bet it was more heartwarming, back to normal when you went from Buffalo to the Raiders, and it wasn't like that.
Oh, totally. It was like being back at USC and being with the Raiders. And everybody always talks about the Raider mystique. You just can't explain it. I mean, we would be down 3, 7, 20 points, but these guys never thought that they would lose, even though we might have lost. It was just a different, and it kind of rolled downhill to other players. Like, we're not going to lose, so it was just a great, tight bunch of guys. I mean, and when I was in high school, I used to see guys playing like Ted Hendricks and Raymond Chester and Stabler and all these guys. And I go, God, these guys are good, man. So the Rams went out of my head, and, I wanted to be a Raider, and a lot of guys in the NFL always wanted to be a Raider, so I was very fortunate and lucky. I was a Raider,
Yeah. Yeah, and you came in right at the perfect time too.
Yeah, right at the Super Bowl
perfect storm. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Cinderella team.
I came in and Phil went out. Phil Villapiano, who I love. And but it's a numbers game, so it still is, and it was all about the money.
Yeah, I remember. Well, he was traded to Buffalo, right? He was traded to Buffalo.
Yeah, he was traded to Buffalo
for the receiver.
Another fact is that when I came over to the Raiders, Keith Moody came over, and Bob Chandler. Bob Chandler was a great receiver. I played with him in Buffalo, and he'd run perfect routes and just lay out without gloves in the snow, and he had great hands, and he did great with the Raiders in 1980 and 81. So I loved Bobby. That's another USC guy.
Well, talking about USC, I did happen to find a highlight of you. It was against the rival Notre Dame, and I wish Demon King was on here because he's a big Notre Dame guy.
Who was the quarterback? Who was the quarterback?
It was Joe Montana.
Oh, thank you.
Wearing number 3. This was that. I guess they call this one. Yeah, he's wearing number 3. I guess they call this one the green shirt game or the green jersey game. The first time they came out in green jerseys or something. I'm not a Notre Dame. See, if Demon King was here, he'll probably tell me in the comments. Like, yeah, it was called this and that because he's a big Notre Dame guy. But
yeah, huge. Huge Notre Dame guy.
Huge. But there is wrong one. We do have this highlight of you scoring a touchdown. Almost looked like a squirrel rake in this one.
I could have made it from 90 yards. I just want to tell you that.
This was on a fumble recovery. There you go, right there. I'll show it again. It'll circle you in. It was a 3-yard fumble. It was considered a fumble recovery. The running back got hit by the nose tackle, and the ball just popped out, and you happened to be right there to score.
See, I always thought it was an interception, but like I said, I think that was 90 yards, but you just fast forwarded it.
See, it's right here.
Somebody hit me.
Boom, and then you're right there. Right there.
It was gift wrapped.
It was just meant to be.
But I mean, in a big game like that, ABC, this was a big college game, and you got the score. I know the final score wasn't in favor of you guys, but I mean, you have a highlight that's in a game like that. So I had found that, and I'm all like, oh no, I had found that you had that in your bio. So I said, let me go try to find it. So I found that clip. Do you remember like how that was, how that felt in that game in general? And
then 2 yards, he said.
Play
It felt great. I mean, shit, I just wish I would have had a dance like these guys have nowadays, you know? I mean, shit, I was just doing the white boy shit.
Yeah, it's a whole different game now. Back then, it was, you know, act like you've been there before.
Yeah.
No, that was great. It tied the game at 7-7, and yeah, I can't talk anymore other than that.
Well, yeah, see,
a big moment in a big game. It just was too early. It should have happened later in the game, right? When it mattered, you know.
Yeah, it should have happened when it was 41-7.
Well, at least you scored the only touchdown.
So, coming to the Raiders. You talked about, you know, how the culture was kind of more of what you were used to. It wasn't so segregated like it was in back in the day Buffalo. But being around players, being around Al Davis, and being around players like Hendricks and Matuzak, you know, Cliff Branch, Plunkett, which I believe Plunkett should be in the Hall of Fame. I know some folks will try to say, well, he don't have the stats. There's a lot of guys in the Hall of Fame that doesn't have the stats that are in the Hall of Fame. There are guys who have the stats and don't have the Super Bowl rings. Guy who played for the Los Angeles Chargers, Dan Fouts, he ain't got no rings, but he's in the Hall of Fame. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But to be in that locker room, like how was that?
It was great. I mean, we were silent at half times. You know, before the games, we were silent. Ted Hendricks being his little thing with his big pads on, hitting the door, and yeah, everybody was silent. Ray Guy would be smoking a cigarette. That's when you could smoke in the locker room, if you can believe that. But there's a lot of guys going back to the Hall of Fame thing. Like I was talking to you about my roommate at USC, Clay Matthews, who played 20 years, or Raymond Chester, who had almost 400 catches. But I used to watch him in high school and say, this guy's like Tom Mackey, or, you know, Mackey from the Baltimore Colts. He was great. But like you said, the statistics is what these new voters look at. And they don't look at the whole game film, like how he used to block. I mean, I used to have to go against him every day in practice, and that was a man, you know, and he could block, you know. So, and if they had Hall of Famers for special teams, which starts off the game every game and is 30% of the game, you'd be looking at guys like Jeff Barnes. You know, I mean, he was fantastic. Or one guy from Buffalo, a wide receiver named Lou Picone. I saw him get knocked out twice in one game. I mean, he was probably 5'10", 185, but he'd be down there, you know, I mean, making tackles and stuff. So, a lot of guys are overlooked, and I just can't stand the way the new kickoff rule is, you know, because guys used to run 60 yards and have to go through the first line and then hit the wedge and then make the tackle. You know, the goal was always to make a tackle under the 20-yard line. So when I was in Buffalo my first year, I was Headhunter Award winner for best special teams. So people don't realize that special teams is like 30% of the.
It sets the tone. Game. Yeah.
So
they could turn the game. Definitely.
Totally. And going back to Ted Hendricks, Dan Fouts. The year we won the Super Bowl, it was our fourth game. I think Dan Pastorini just broke his leg. that's when Jim Plunkett got his
his
start
chance
after that,
Yeah.
or during that game. And I remember a guy named Chuck Muncie was returning kicks. Chuck Muncie was from Cal, like Jeff Barnes, and he was a stud. And yeah, that was my first tackle with the Raiders, against Chuck Muncie. But going back to Ted Hendricks, we were on the 2-yard line playing defense, and they lined up Charlie Joyner 2 yards off the ball over Ted Hendricks. And if you know Ted Hendricks, he was 6'8" and had these long arms. And he points, and Ted was a mathematic. He knew everything that they would run in every formation. And he pointed his finger at Charlie Joyner and said, "What the F is this bullshit?" Pointing at Charlie Joyner. And Ted, before Charlie Joyner did anything, Dan didn't call an audible, but Ted ran to the other side next to Rod Martin, and they ran right at him. It was just classic. I just always remember that play. Just the smartest guy defensively in football, I think.
I've heard that a lot. What was it like to play for Coach Flores? I mean, a coach like that. I mean, you obviously played for a few coaches and everything, but what was it like to play with for Flores?
He was great. He was just calm, cool, collective. Always had our backs, and he'd get pissed sometimes, but he not like the yelling kind of crazy coaches, that you see sometimes. I just loved him. I got to tell you a story. About 4 or 5 years ago, they had Tom Flores Day in Sanger, California, where he grew up. And the only other guy I saw there was Lester Hayes, and he was at a booth down the street that they named Tom Flores Boulevard, signing autographs and stuff. And so I went up by the stage, and he didn't know I was coming. I just heard about this thing like a few days before. So I drove out there because I didn't live too far, and I respected him and loved him. And he was walking up stage, and he looked around the crowd, and he saw me, and he made eye contact, and he looked at me and goes, "What the hell are you doing here?" I go, "Because I love you, man." So I really enjoyed his company and seen him a few times in the last few years. His health is degrading, but I was happy to do that Tom Flores tribute to him, where you were at Ricky's. I was in Sacramento, and just told him I loved him, man. Best coach I ever played for.
Yeah, he is also one that I'm glad that he was able to make it to the stage out there in Canton to give his speech, because he was one that was a long time coming. I think he was like the only retired coach to win 2 Super Bowls who was not in the Hall of Fame for a long time. And
he's a great player too. I mean, he's a good player.
Yeah, I think he's the only person to win the ring as a player, an assistant coach, and as a head coach. And I think he's the only player. No, he was because they tied him with I'm forgetting his name, 85 Bears head coach.
Oh, head
no,
coach.
85 Bears.
I thought you were players.
No. 85 Bears. I'm forgetting his name. Got the mustache. Got the glasses. I'm forgetting his name right now. Mike Ditka. Yes. But Mike Ditka wasn't an assistant coach. So he's one step above him, being a player. Won a ring with the Chiefs in Super Bowl IV as a backup quarterback, and as an assistant coach with the Raiders in 76, and then the 2 as a head coach,
Wow.
80 to 83. So for a long time, it took him a long time to finally get there, but I'm glad that he was able to go up there and be able to tell his story on the podium, to enjoy that moment. So, but there is a lot of Raiders that didn't get a chance for that. When we were talking before we got online about Cliff Branch and Ken Stabler. So it's just sad that there's a lot of anti-Raider. There's still like an anti-Raider, especially from those eras, that they don't want to put in, because I believe, like I said, Jim Plunkett, Filippiano should be in there. Lester Hayes, for sure. Lester Hayes should be in there.
And
Lester Hayes.
Their excuse is because he wore stickum.
It wasn't illegal.
Well, yeah, but that's what they're trying to blame it on. But Freddie used to wear stickum all the time.
Yeah.
Too. Freddie Bolernikoff, so it's kind of double standard there.
Yeah, and it just I don't know, like you see all these players from the Steelers, and I'm not saying they don't deserve it because they got the 4 rings from the 70s, but they were doing the same things the Raiders are doing, and they would do it to each other throughout the playoffs. But Raiders don't get the same amount of love. It took John Madden a long time to get into the Hall of Fame because the excuse was, well, maybe he might coach again. He was enjoying retirement and doing football games with Pat Summerall for a long time. So there's always these excuses. Jack Tatum, they say the excuse is because he paralyzed Darryl Stingley, but this was the game back then. This was how the game was played back then. Injuries happened.
Well, and it was a clean hit. It was, everyone even said back then it was a clean hit.
Yeah,
with Tatum. Then you had Atkinson, the criminal and everything.
Daryl did the no of offensive player. Put your head down. I mean, God bless him, but there's a way to get hit and a way to hit. Keep your head up.
Yeah. So, you're with the Raiders, 1980. You're in this Super Bowl. You're in I guess you can say, an improbable season because there hasn't been a wild card team to make it as far as the Raiders did, let alone win the whole Super Bowl. But to be during that magical year and the guys around you, just kind of like talk about just that 1 year alone, how everyone's. Did you guys know that you were in a magical season? Like you said, Pastorini broke his leg, and now you got Jim Plunkett on his 3rd team. Al Davis brought him in like a few years before just to kind of like get his confidence back, and now it's his turn to come back, to be a starter again, and just everything kind of coming together to be that Super Bowl winning team to go against a good offense as the Eagles.
Yeah, it was a perfect storm, kind of, and we started winning more when Dan unfortunately got hurt, but fortunately for Jim, we started winning more. We actually played Philadelphia like 4 or 5 weeks before the playoffs and lost to them in Philly. I can't remember the score. It was close, but all I know is I had a dream the night before the Super Bowl, and I knew we were going to win. I wish I was Pete Rose and could have bet, but I just knew we were going to win, and we just had that confidence. But we had to beat New York Giants to make the playoffs. That was our last game. And I'll never forget, it was loose in the locker room. Guys were kind of quiet, but John Matuzak goes, "Hey, Mario, look at me." And he had put these, because it was cold, his black pantyhose on before his uniform. And he was doing the nutcracker. What do you think, Mario? And I go, "That's good, John." Yeah, man, I was laughing, but we went out there and did the job, and made the playoffs. And I remember Jim telling me next week in practice, he goes, Mario, anything can happen. There's got to be a lot of luck, for us to go all the way. Well, yeah, there was a lot of luck, because I remember playing in Cleveland. It was 12 below in Cleveland. And, it was so cold in the fourth quarter. You were kind of thinking like, okay, I just want to get out of here. It's cold. You're playing on ice. We should have skates on, but, and then Mike Davis made that great interception. He could never catch a ball unless it was frozen through his jersey, So that was fantastic. And went up to Mike Davis. He was on the training table, and I just gave him a big kiss. Just thank you for, making me a little extra money.
And you talk about that the night before the Super Bowl that you had a dream that you were going to win it. But I remember a lot of the NFL films and everything, John Matuzak didn't have a dream that night because he was out partying that night.
I know. I'm still mad at him because he didn't tell me to wake up and go with him.
Yeah, there was a story that I seen. It was Gene Upshaw had said, yeah, we were trying to be good and said, okay, there's curfew and everything. And John Matuzak left. And when he came back the next day, we're like, what were you doing? I was trying to make sure none of y'all were out there. Okay. I was making sure that all you guys were at the hotel. So
Classic John.
And he talked about how Matuzak kind of kept it light in the locker room and everything, but that's not a guy that you want to cross. That's not a guy that you want to really test. And when it comes to, especially like on the football field,
well,
do you have?
I got stories like when we went out to a bar or something. There was a couple guys that wanted to pick a fight with him, and I'm just going like, and he was so mellow and didn't want to do that. He was like I told you before the show. I think one time he called me and he thought Hollywood was trying to take advantage of him, and he goes, Mario, you know what? He's talking from the heart. He was a big teddy bear, really. You know what? Big guys have big feelings. It was just like, that's the John I know. He was the godfather of my oldest son. We were close. I can't believe he died so young, really, when you look back, 39 years old, And when I opened my brewery, unexpectedly, this was 350 miles north of Oakland that I did this brewery after I retired. I look around, there's 2,000 people in the place, and here comes John Matuzak. So he made the trip up there for my opening night, and he was a very good friend.
Yeah. Speaking of, because I know that was another thing I read about you, that you had opened up a brewery. How did you? So after you retired, how did you steer into going into a brewery? When I was talking to my girlfriend, and I was all, oh, he had his own brewery, and she was all like, oh. So from Raider player to making Raider fuel, making beer. Let's go.
Well, I thought, the fuel would kill the pain of my injuries. But what happened, how it all kind of developed was when I was 5-6 years old. My Italian grandmother used to get me in the kitchen and cook. And I loved to cook, but I knew I had to do something more than just a restaurant. And I heard about these breweries. I used to go visit Mendocino Brewing, which was the second brewery. And then I knew Dan from the owner of Sierra Nevada. And so I just didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I spent a year looking for a brewmaster and all the equipment, and then just did it. And it was very successful, and then ended up after 20 years selling it to the Firestone Company.
Okay. Well, you alluded to the pain and your injury. We know your career was cut short because of a knee injury and everything, and you had to make the tough decision to retire and everything. Was that decision made a little easier since you had already won a Super Bowl? I mean,
well,
yeah.
I was talking to your coworker, Pierre, earlier. I had 3 knee operations before I got to the Raiders. So I was a 4'6" guy that went to 5 flat, so, and another thing I always tell Jeff Barnes is I used to look at him on the other side of the kickoff, and I'd look at him, and I just try to keep up with Jeff, which was hard. He was a very fast guy. But anyway, it wasn't really, see, I could have stayed with the Raiders, but I had a hip injury, and they put me on waivers and told me to tell anybody who tried to claim me I was injured. But then Baltimore called me and said, Mario, we want you to come back here and start. And so I went back there and I failed my physical. That meant the Raiders couldn't pick me back up. And then the Rams picked me up. So I went to the Rams and played there the rest of the season. And then the next year, John Robinson came in as head coach, who used to coach as an assistant with the Raiders earlier. But I played for John 2 years at USC. And he told me, I sat down in his office and said, hey, I don't know if I can do 2-a-days, because like during the Super Bowl, I was drained in my knee and shot up twice that game alone. And John goes, oh, don't worry. You don't have to practice. You can only practice once a day. And I thought in my head, I go, I don't think he's telling me the truth. Practice twice a day, in the training camps that we had, in the older days. Nowadays they can only hit 11 times, I think it is, in 4 weeks or whatever. But I don't even think they have double days anymore, do they?
I don't think so. And I think that with them practicing less, having less contact, is a reason why there's a lot more injury.
Yeah,
because their body's not used to that. They go from 0 to 100 in week 1, because a lot of them don't play preseason either. So they go from 0 to 100 in week 1, and then you see all these people with not even contact injuries. They have non-contact ligaments, tears, and all that, whatever, in their legs. So, they don't do none of that because they want to be safe. And look how it's
funny. It's funny when some of the older guys go to see one of their practices nowadays, or even when they were in Napa, and some guys would sit next to me and go, geez, if we practice like this, we'd still be playing.
That's probably why they last so long nowadays, because they don't hit nobody. Even in the games itself, the games it's changed, with the whole CTE and I don't know.
Yeah, the new kickoff really bugs me. As far as being a kickoff specialist in my career, it's breaks my heart. But I could see why they did it, as far as they want more offense. They don't want guys to get hurt, whatever. But it's Chinese to me.
Well, since we're on the lines of like injuries and health, trying to stay healthy to play, and since we recently had a situation with a player on our team with the Max Crosby, what would be some kind of advice you'd give to some of these younger players, to help in these kind of situations, you were talking about your knee getting drained constantly. Max Crosby dealt with that during the season, still kept wanting to play. We have this, bad blood apparently between Crosby and the Raiders because they, shut him down for the rest of the season. Is there any advice you give to these younger players currently?
Watch film of the 1980 Raiders, maybe. I don't know. Injury, I don't know. It's hard not to get injured. I love his passion, Max Crosby. I wish more guys had his passion, and he wants to play. I mean, back in the day, we didn't know better about concussions. They just come out on the field and give you some smelling salts. Yeah, no, and then you go to the sideline and they would just tell you, "Oh, get back in there. You just got dinged," So,
you just got your bell rung.
For nowadays,
but you just got your bell rung. Oh, okay. You just got ear hold. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But they've made the game safer. That's good. But a guy that's going 101%. Like Max Crosby, you got to hand it to him, Anyway, I think they're doing a Max Crosby thing in Las Vegas on the 27th. Have you heard about that?
No.
A tribute to Max Crosby, I think. Anyway, I'll send you the info.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'll try to open the back door for you.
Says he's talked to you before. Last time you chatted was at USC. He did have a question here. Did you ever join the LAPD?
Me?
Yeah.
In handcuffs, maybe.
Yeah, Ed Winshow, he said that he chatted with you back in USC. So he had asked that. I think I seen that in Wikipedia, but I don't know if it was for you or if it was for your son. Yeah.
He played at University of Oregon and great player, but then he tore his arch muscle, the fascia. And he was going to join the law enforcement.
For him playing at Oregon, and you're from USC, was there like a rivalry inside the family? Because it's, Pac-10, or I don't know which, it's Pac-10, Pac-12, Pac.
I played in Pac-8 with Marcus and Anthony Munoz and Ronnie Lott. And back then it was Pac-8, so.
Yeah.
Now it's really weird to look at it now being Big Ten. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Because I played in 2 Rose Bowls, and we played Michigan, Ohio State, and that was a great matchup, all the time. Now the college, bowls are much different, but I miss a Rose Bowl as far as being Pac-12 or whatever, Pac-10, Pac-8 versus Big Ten. I thought that was a classic back in the day, but
I had a question and I forgot. Okay, so you had mentioned about cooking, and that your grandmother taught you how to cook. The Raiders, I guess in 2020, I don't know if they were going to start a series with you, but there was only one episode with you.
They were going to do it with a bunch of different guys, who had recipes.
So I didn't, because the video was kind of, it wasn't bad, but the sound kind of cut out. You had made a type of pasta here. And I was over there like, wait, this looks actually pretty good. I was trying to take notes and everything. Is this like one of your, I guess 2-part question. How many dishes do you know how to make? just like that, top of your head? And which one is this one right here? Your favorite one to make and to serve?
Well, for as far as pastas go, yeah, it's very simple. You use DOP, which are protective tomatoes in Italy. Even though it's out of a can, you can make it with Roma tomatoes, but it's such a simple dish. Just olive oil, kind of fry your garlic for 30 seconds and then go to putting a little Parmesan in there. I like to use a lot of Parmesan, and then just for another 30 seconds. And then you put the tomatoes in, and then you finish it off with basil, and it takes less than 20 minutes. It's just simple. But yeah, the key is to either make your own pasta or get fresh pasta. But the other kind of pastas in the boxes or whatever will definitely work also. But yeah, when I had the brewery and I had the restaurant, I used to actually make my own raviolis, very intense. And they'd sell out very fast.
I like a good ravioli.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you ever get back into the cooking, like serving in a restaurant, like having your own restaurant again?
No. My kids asked me that. Like, would you start another brewery? I couldn't imagine all the loopholes you have to go through nowadays as far as, the city and whatnot. It was hard back then, to start a brewery. And I'm sure it's pretty tough now because you got the ATF involved. You got all these different taxes. You got the city council. You got everything. It took, once I started to remodel the building, it took me a year and a half, to get everything. You got neighbors complaining. It's yeah, the smell. It smells like a bakery, as far as making beer. So, but I had a lot of hurdles in that field also. But like Chuck Knox used to say, there's no problems in life, only challenges.
Well, the one thing I did notice in that video is you were also cooking with the ring on still. So you was everything is with the ring, with the Super Bowl 15 ring.
Yeah, well, you see, you drop it in at the end, the ring, and it gives it extra flavor.
It gives it that mystique,
that winning flavor.
If it was me, I'd never take it off. Well, here us Raiders fans, whether it's at a game, even to watch a game, we all have our rituals, our superstitions, stuff like that. Did you have any pregame rituals, superstitions, things that you had to do, things that had to be in a certain order, stuff like that before going out and playing?
I just made sure my pants were on the right way. No, I really didn't. It was just, yeah. It's funny because sometimes I'm looking to see if my wife's looking at me or here. Before, a lot of fans would always come up to me. Do you guys do drugs before the game? And I go, no. If I would have done drugs, I would have had a heart attack because when you're lining up on the kickoff, it's just like your heart is just pumping, just a lot of adrenaline, So, no, not me.
You had your career in football. Did you learn anything in football that you were able to take into the business world?
Of course. I mean, just follow your dream and have passion and work hard. But I think, that was kind of instilled by dad, you know, and he was a tough Italian guy. And, you know, I remember when I worked for him, he'd go to work at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. He'd call me up at 4:05. Where the hell are you? You know, so I spent a lot of time there and at the brewery and met a lot of great people. Probably people don't know that I did like probably 100 different concerts, you know, when I bought the building next door. Before I built the big brewery, I had a little brewery, 7-barrel system. And then I went to 50-barrel system, which produced like 700 cases every time I brewed, and had 25 distributors in California. But before I expanded to that, I did many, many concerts, like with B.B. King, Muddy Waters, Chris Christopherson, Randy Newman, the band, Emmylou Harris. So I had a kind of diversify being up in Humboldt County, you know, because I just packed up after I played with the Rams and didn't know where I was going to go and just drove up and had to spend the night in a place called Trinidad, California. And I go, I kind of like it here. And went back to Arcata where Humboldt, well, now it's called Cal Poly Humboldt State, I think it is, where that was. And it was kind of a unique experience, but yeah, that's where I ended up, you know, starting that business. And then I moved back down, fell in love with this beautiful woman cooking right now from Oakland, actually from New York, but moved out to Oakland. Met her in Princeville, in Hawaii. Anyway, that's a different story for a phone call.
Dude, like, do you have like I guess because I know like Asylum here is married, you know, and then I've been with my girl for a long time. You know,
I'm sorry, you guys.
Huh?
I'm sorry, you guys.
But like having that Raider, like you know, we do the show, you know, Asylum was traveling from Kansas to Oakland the last couple of years to go to Raider games because he still had season tickets. Being, you know, and it's just us as Raider fans, we had to like make deal. Okay, look, okay, babe, I got to do this, you know, Raider thing, you know, like I'm sorry they came before you. This is my first love before you, but you're there. But you know, because I'm a Raider fan, that I'm loyal because look what the Raiders are doing to me now. But I still don't leave. Like, but to be a former player, like I'm trying to. Do you know what I'm trying to ask? I'm trying to form this question. Like, does she understand the Raider mystique and how tied you are to her and close, or is it like I don't care? Do what I say. Okay. I'm sorry, babe.
He's actually a Jets fan. I might have to get her on the screen right now.
More than welcome. Come on in.
Deirdre? No. She's got to go upstairs and do her hair first. You know, we went to an NFL party, and she's got this Raider jacket that has all these, what do you call it, bling on it, rhinestones and everything. And at the NFL party, which is NFL players and former players and active players and one guest, I go, you know what? People are going to give you shit about having Las Vegas on there, you know, especially the older players, you know, but that didn't happen. People wanted to go up to her and take pictures with her, you know, so it was pretty funny. It was pretty cool. And yeah.
Well, that's a good follow up with, because you say you're you're in the hills. How is it saying Las Vegas Raiders? I know, like I live south of Oakland, and I miss the Coliseum. We'll drive past it. Sometimes we were going to my girlfriend's dad lives in Oakland, so we'll drive past the Coliseum. I'll have her take the exit off of 66 just to drive like as close as we can to it, so I can just kind of like look at the Coliseum and at the parking lot and reminisce of back in the day. But and I don't want you to say anything that can get you in trouble, because I know the Davis family, they hear everything, but like the Las Vegas Raiders, me personally, I feel like the mystique has been lost with the glitz and glamour of the lights of Vegas. Maybe when they start winning, that'll come back, but I don't know. I've been to the new stadium. I like the new stadium. It's cool, but I miss the Coliseum. And I always say like, I don't care if the Oakland Coliseum is hosting Disney on Ice. I'll go over there just to say Raiders through the hallways one last time. I don't care what event. They're going to start opening up the soccer games again. I want to go to one just to yell through the stadium to say Raiders and see who else is left to respond back to me if there's an echo back from another fan. Raiders from like 3 sections over. How was the Raiders move for you? And I know it's they're going on their 7th season in Vegas. Like just to play for the Oakland Raiders, and then to be there to you said you can see the stadium. Like how is it? Is there like an empty void for you?
Yeah. No, I can look out my window right now, and 2 miles down is the Oakland Stadium, and I just have good memories. I miss it for the Oakland people and whatnot, but hopefully that enthusiasm for Raider fans in Vegas, I still know there's a big crowd that flies, for the games. It's just not the same yet. Hopefully it'll get there, but you got to win, I think, to get that.
That's what I've been saying. Winning changes everything.
Winning, yeah.
What was the second term Oakland Raiders? Did it have the same feeling as the first term Oakland Raiders, being that you played in 1980, the first term? I
think it was close, but they just didn't get it done all the way.
Yeah.
I mean, people were happy to have them back, but the true Raider fans are going to follow them to Vegas and be there. It's just disappointing when you go to the game and you see more than half the crowd wearing other teams' colors,
Yeah.
So that's kind of disappointing, because it wasn't like that in Oakland. It was all silver and black. And if you did wear other team colors, you were either in a suite or you were, getting a little harassed, but still the Oakland people were nice and funny to, the opposing teams.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah. We'll see. The first year I talked to Mark, and we had a private party in the stadium, and I go, you're looking at the stadium, and, I think that was Al Davis's long-term plan anyway, Vegas, after Ontario and the things he went through with Oakland. I think it was his long-term plan, but the NFL wouldn't allow it. But then they knew they were going to open up, the gambling, whatever. And, but I remember saying to Mark, who I really love and like, and, he was a little kid when I played with the Raiders, but always a good kid. And I said, I think your dad would be pretty proud of you, what you've done here, And he goes, my dad won't be proud of me until I win a Super Bowl, So I think that's how he feels. He wants to win, but it's just different, probably for the players and this generation or whatever to get it done in Vegas, but hopefully they'll get the right formula and get there, or at least get to the playoffs. But like I told you earlier, when Jim Plunkett told me, once you get to the playoffs, anything can happen. And that's the truth. You need luck, but you need to make your luck.
Yeah.
Raiders be the first team to ever bring 3 Super Bowls to 3 different cities. I'm calling it now. They're going to be the first team to do it.
Well,
you heard it here first. What was it like to play for an owner like Al Davis, somebody who started, as everyone knows, started off as a coach, a lowly coach, worked his way up, coached the Raiders, became the GM, became a commissioner, for somebody that basically, I don't think anybody knew football as much as Al Davis knew football. No. What was it like to play for an owner like that?
I loved Al. I mean, he was accomplished already. He was just motivated. He loved football. I mean, and when people started talking shit about him, I would just look at him and go, he gave me a job. I mean, I liked Al. He was the man behind the scenes as far as players, as far as, helping the coaches. He was a mastermind in his field. And I think one of the best times, happiest times I ever saw him is when they were in a lawsuit with the NFL and we won the Super Bowl and Pete Rozelle had to give him that trophy. I mean, he was on cloud 9. I'll tell you that. That picture that you showed, I was right next to Tom Flores. And after we won the Super Bowl and I was in the locker room, Rod Martin's in that picture also. And you could just see the joy in his face. It was great taking that trophy away from Pete Rozelle. And, he had some resentment going on, but he had a smile for the TV, Pete Rozelle.
Yeah.
And that was a great moment.
My mom always, every time we do a interview with a former player, she always wants me to say that my grandfather worked alongside one of the owners, Frankie Valdi, in a concrete. She was texting right now in a concrete business. So she wants me to always tell everyone that my family, I guess, already had Oakland Raider ties from a long time ago. So she told me this is your time. They talked. Asylum brought up Al Davis, so this is your chance to say that. So I have to say that our family goes way back. I mean, I have many different ties to a lot of the Raiders and even Raider fans. I don't really talk about it too much because it's controversy right now with how certain stuff is ran. Everything is about the money nowadays. So that's another story for another time. But I had to say that. So my mom wanted me to say that out loud. So sorry, I had to mention that.
We'll talk about that on the phone about that and our wives and our girlfriends.
Yes. I guess I don't know. Asylum, do you have any more?
He brought it up. You brought up your wife. I know you told us a little bit about her. On the thing. How long have you been married? Tell us a little bit about your wife. But what you're allowed to say.
Your face in the background. Come here. My wife, she's amazing. Get over here and just show your beautiful face.
Hello.
Is that like okay? She's just very accomplished. She's a Jets fan.
Well, they all can't be perfect.
One story. We're watching a Raider Monday Night Football game a couple years ago, and she's just like, "Go Jets!" clapping for the Jets, and I'm just looked at her. The first time I ever saw that side of her. But we've been married 21 years, and she's a very smart woman. Went to Yale, cheerleader at Yale, Fordham law degree. I have a daughter who's 18 who's going to play volleyball at Brandeis University in Boston. She just turned 18 and she knows everything. She knows everything and doesn't listen to me.
That's all kids. That's all kids. I got a daughter that's about to turn 21 in college right now, and she knows everything too. Can't tell them a damn thing without them rolling their eyes, saying, whatever smart ass comments when it come out their mouth.
Yeah. No, we would have to do this show for like 2 days for me to, tell you everything to make you feel better. Oh, before I forget, I got to do a shout out to Anitha Barnes and Jeff Barnes and the Raider Cruise going on May 15th, 16th, and 17th. You guys need to sign up or there it is.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. And, a lot of great guys are going. Kenny King, Jeff Barnes, Malcolm Barnwell, Jerry Robinson. And anybody who goes and says that they saw this show, I will take my Super Bowl ring off and let them wear it and get a selfie.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, hey, I'm down.
I like that. I think
you guys should do the show from the cruise. You guys, it might be the last show you do, though.
We're planning for maybe the next cruise.
Oh, come on, guys. We can talk about our girls.
They're going to be there. Well, for me, she's going to be there with me. I gotta...
No. They'll be off talking the shit about them, and we're just going to be sitting there smiling at them, acting like we're saying nice things about them too. As long as you say it with a smile, they'll believe it.
Yes.
And I think Greg Townsend's going too. So
yeah, that was on there. Greg Townsend's going to be there as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you have I know I gotta read it up close. Greg Townsend, Jerry Robinson, Jeff Barnes, Frank Hawkins, Kenny King, you, Mario, Greg Braceland.
That guy was a stud.
Michael Dottier, Dotter,
Right.
and Malcolm
Barnwell.
Barnwell.
That was a fast man right there, Malcolm Barnwell.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
we always have a good time. I've been on it with Rod Martin, Mike Davis, unfortunately, passed away. Morris Bradshaw just passed away last year. Yeah, great players. Just great guys who had mystique. Frank Hawkins, oh my God. First year I played with Frank, man, that was a tough little guy, man. Yeah, great.
Yeah, it's always anytime we get a chance to talk to anyone that just played in that era. I mean, like I said, my dad used to play music at the Oakland Hilton in the early 2000s, and you'll see a lot of Raider players come in. Raymond Chester would always be with Jack Tatum, so they always come in, and Raymond Chester would go on stage and play his harmonica with my dad's band. While he's doing that, I'm sitting at the bar next to Run, and Run will always have like a young 20-something-year-old next to him, and he'll sit there at the bar with his ring, and he's like this. Oh yeah, he's just talking like this, and he's talking to the lady. Oh, and he's just making the rings like shining in the light, you know. Like I'm the only 14-year-old sitting at the bar with Run, just, you know, and it wasn't always about Raider football, but it was just, you know, and me as a youngster, like I don't realize, because, you know, I'm young, I don't know all the history yet, but I don't realize like how many legends I was really around at that time. Like I said, Jack Tatum, Raymond Chester, Run Jones. At the time, I also saw trying to remember who else would jump in there. I think Townsend a few times.
Maybe.
My mom would always run into George Atkinson in Livermore, and my mom would have drinks with George Atkinson. I know he was at Ricky's a lot, so my mom would always run into George Atkinson, and she'll talk to him. So I met him a couple times. My mom saw him all the time. She'll just randomly run into him and then, you know, just start talking to him. But yeah, like just to be around these you know, these Raider greats and just to hear like any story, like any stories from them, it was always like cool to hear, because you're not hearing it from NFL films, or you're hearing it from people who were there, like in the lines,
who wrote it, you know, the books that we all listen to or read or anything. It's totally different to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. I mean, I love this right here. This is one of the biggest advantages of doing a podcast and going, is when we get players, you know, people like you on here and get to hear the stories and ask these questions. And
well, see, that's why you got to go on the cruise, because you're going to hear stuff that is really underneath the covers.
Unfortunately, I had something come up that's keeping me from going this year, but I am planning for next year 100%. Already confirmed it with the wife. As soon as I know about it, I will be booking everything and taking the time off of work well ahead of time. I will be on that next cruise 100%.
Okay, I'll hold you to that. But anybody out there in Raider Nation, man, you're going to hear some stories that these guys won't hear. So,
and I plan on bringing my outfit too, because, you know, we are super fans. We dress up when we go to the games. You might see a little crazy guy walking around there wearing a straight jacket in a cage.
Well, if I'm there next year, just look for a guy in Speedos, and that'll be.
Oh, I'll be wearing the Speedo too. It'd just be the straight jacket and the Speedo.
With the Raider shield right there.
Hey, what I dressed up in, okay, I dressed up like Macho Man. Like I was already walking around in tights. Okay, my mom would always tell that story.
Yes,
I'm gonna tell the joke right now, because she's watching. She's texting me right now. You know, I started my super fan based off of Macho Man. So, you know, my mom made the jacket and everything, and she basically designed the first outfit I had. She got these tights, and then she put the fringes on the side, whatever. So she goes to this bar. She was going to this bar, this little golf course in Livermore, and she would always like talk about, oh, my son's out there at the games, and people want to go and take pictures with him and everything, and you know, like I'm so proud of him and everything. But I just never realized that. No, how she say it? She goes. I never thought I would buy my son his first pair of tights, but you know. And like she'd be all like, because she'd be like, oh, because I'll be over here. Oh, son, come over here. Oh yeah, so this is my son. You know, he does Raider Savage, yeah. You know, but I never thought I'd be the one to buy his first pair of tights. I'm like, thanks, Mom. I appreciate that. You know.
Every time you say that, I think of John Matuzak when we were playing New York, and he's doing the Nutcracker. Did she make you do the Nutcracker?
No.
Mom. Now you gotta
not yet.
And I want video of it, and we're putting it on the channel on YouTube for everyone else to see.
My stepson, it was in a dance class. He performed in the Nutcracker, so he can go show me some moves like this. Okay. So, and I know you wanted to do a special shout out for Tom Flores.
Oh yeah,
that we did the Tom Flores Day a few weekends ago.
I already set myself up. Okay, everybody, will give you 2 minutes to go get a shot of tequila for Tom Flores. You know,
I can't do tequila, but I'll do my typical.
Well, hold on. Hold on. I'll be back.
He'll be back. He's got a bottle in the back room. I know that.
He's got something somewhere. I'm a whiskey drinker myself. I can't do tequila anymore. I'm not allowed. Okay. There's stories behind all that. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a problem.
You have to catch the next cruise to hear those stories.
I have a problem with gin, so don't slip me any gin on the next cruise. Look at that.
Oh, I'm not a gin guy, so that's okay. I wouldn't do that to you.
Are you drinking out of the bottle?
That's the Raider way, right? Right? It's the Raider way, right? Out the bottle.
I'll be right back. This is all I had left, so.
Well, I don't want to waste a glass, so.
It's about a shot's worth. It's like right there.
Right. Hey, are you talking about a shot, or are you talking about him? I look pretty,
Hey, you know what? If the shoe fits,
it's like a fish story.
The fish story is this big.
All right, Tom Flores.
Tom Flores.
Oh. This is
wasn't cold.
Real tequila right here.
You know, tequila with the tequila chaser. Now that's the Raider way. And if it was John Petuzek, it'd be a triple shot of Crown Royal.
I know. That's what I give him for his birthday all the time.
He was always everyone. I remember hearing the stories. Everyone, I'd like to buy you a treat. It was always a triple shot of Crown Royal.
Triple
he pissed
Crown.
off a lot of people at the bar that way.
Triple Crown. Even when we hung out in Hollywood, man, it'd be a Triple Crown. Okay, I got one story about John. This is after he retired, and he calls me up. I'm with after I was with the Rams, and he was in the hospital in traction, but he was doing movie stuff. And he calls me up. He goes, Mario, get over here. Get me out of the hospital. I'm in traction. So I go over to Cedars-Sinai, and about a 40-minute drive from where I'm living. And I unhook him up, and he's got his little, clothes on. And we just walked right out of the hospital, and the nurses are trying to stop us, and there's no way we're going to stop, And then we just go out and, do our thing, which was a long night.
When I hear it was always a long night.
More, you guys got to go on the cruise.
I was going to say,
the cruise. I tell you,
I found his book on Amazon, so I bought the book. I got to start reading it. Cruising with the Twos.
Cruising with the Twos. He actually did a handwritten autograph when that book came out. Him and my dad were good friends. Like, he'd call my dad. He was the Godfather. He called him the Godfather. But yeah, nice tribute. Or nice writing to my dad, and he was very thoughtful. Like I said, man, big guy's got big feelings. That guy was a teddy bear in the inside. He had that persona of, he had to be that image of toughness, and he was lovable guy.
Yeah, I wanna start reading that book. I know there's a lot of stories that John Kingdon put in there. Starts off with John Matuzak's story in his book Behind the Shield, or Behind the Raider Shield. That he talked about Matuzak. So when I heard those stories, I said, "Oh, I gotta find the Cruising with the Twos," because like you said, a lot of folks don't really know too much about the Raiders. Like the younger generation don't know too much about the original Raiders, like the Matuzak.
Well, as it was said earlier in the show, the Raider mystique, that early Raiders had really set the tone. A lot of these younger players that say, I always want to play for the Raiders. They want to come to the Raiders. They want to play for the Raiders. It's because of that Raiders mystique that these gentlemen here helped make. I mean, it's these guys here who made that Raider mystique. Whether we know what it is or not, they are the Raider mystique.
Yeah. And back then it was just 45 guys, that just believed in each other and loved each other and would have Thanksgiving dinner together and just had the will to win. Commitment to excellence. I mean, Al taught us that, and Al was the leader, and
just win, Raider rule number 1.
Cheating is encouraged.
Raider rule number 2.
C number 1.
I guess one of my last questions, because you talk about Matuzak and the Matt Stork, Hendricks, like how was it?
The Three Stooges.
I was gonna say for people outside of the Raider fans and like maybe like fans of other teams, and they see these players on the in highlights of a Matuzak, looking crazy, and Hendricks with the long arms, and he's over there, like how did it feel? Like these are your best friends, these are your brothers. They're just normal guys to me. Why is everyone so scared of them? Like how did it feel to, like, for you? It's just like, oh yeah, it's just my normal guys.
No, we just fit in. I mean, it was just like a glove. It was just. Yeah, like I told you earlier, I mean, I used to watch these guys when I was in high school. I'll never forget the time I saw Ted Hendricks when he was with the Baltimore Colts wearing that Mardi Gras mask with the long nose.
Yeah.
Remember that? I go, yeah. And I was crazy in high school, college, whatever. And I go, all right, I like this guy. And then to make the team and play with these guys, I got to tell you one more story.
Okay.
But, I don't know if you need to cut me out on this or what. I could say everything.
Oh, you can say you can say whatever you want. You don't have to worry about it. There is no restrictions on this channel.
There's no FCC here.
She's saying don't. Well, I'm going to sanitize it. Okay.
Ken, sorry. Asylum, sorry. Translate, please.
Okay, I'll translate. I got to do it for him. I'll say it for you if I can figure it out.
So the first year I made the Raiders, I'm in the shower. We're the only two guys in the shower. Ted Hendricks and I. And he looks over at me and says, "Hey, Celotto, wash my back." And I look at him, I go, shit, I don't know this guy. Is he serious? And then he waits just the perfect timing, 4 or 5 seconds, and says, "The back of my
dick."
Fill in the blank.
How do I fill in the blank for balls?
Huevos. Your huevos. Back of my huevos.
Thank you. And then I looked at him and I was thinking, me and this guy are going to get along just fine. No, he was a classic. And, him and John were very, very close. And we all three got together all the time. And yeah, I wish it would have been more than a couple of years, my stint with the Raiders, but I didn't think about the big picture about missing these guys and went to Baltimore. And but we always kept in touch, so it's just once you win a Super Bowl with these guys, it's a brotherhood. I probably talked to Raymond and Jeff and Barnes and once every week or see them every couple weeks. It's just like it's a bond you can't explain to other people. As
They
far
become
as
family.
oh, we're definitely family. I've spent almost 3 Valentine's days with Raymond Chester. Don't tell my wife.
I guess because you had been a part of other organizations. They say that the Raiders are probably the only like real organization that made sure that they took care of their alumni. They always get them together somehow, some way, whether it's like in the preseason for like one of the preseason games or any kind of foundations or whatever.
Even training camp, they have their alumni day.
Yeah,
well, we have a reunion every year, and I probably go back 3, 4, 5 times every year to Vegas to get with some of the guys, or they ask us to do like suite visitations or sign autographs, and they usually invite 15, 16 guys every game. And it's a close unit. And it's a very close camaraderie. And they invite the wives, so the wives stay close. It's just they're top class as far as keeping the Raiders alumni together.
Yeah. And then do you still have close friendships with like players in Buffalo or with the Rams or the little time you spent with the Colts?
Only like 1 or 2. They asked me to do an alumni about 6 years ago. I met a guy at one of the NFL parties, and he was the head of trying to start the alumni for Buffalo. But his first name was Jeremy. He was a wide receiver. I can't remember his last name, but I didn't play with him. He was a younger man. And I just never really followed up because the Raiders are my team. I mean, it's just like I wouldn't want to go, to Buffalo from what my experience was in Buffalo to my brotherhood with the Raiders and my faith and with the Raiders and my loyalty with the Raiders.
Yeah. And then having to wear another team's clothing is just that'll probably give me hives or something.
Yeah.
Aside of anything else.
No, I mean we can do this all fucking night. And, I'm sure everyone's got things they got to do. 4 o'clock comes early for me. I'd definitely love to have you on again. I mean, this was a blast.
He's in Kansas.
It was great. And when my wife's not here, I'll tell you some more stories.
When's she going on vacation?
This is my mom right here, Yvette right here. She goes, Mario, when you get a chance, please have Raymond Chester call me. He wanted to talk to him weeks ago and didn't get a chance. Mom, he said, hey, me, Mario, and Raymond, that we'll go out to dinner, and Mario's gonna cook.
I'll fly out for that dinner. I'll fly out for that dinner.
I'm too old. I just open up cans now.
If my girlfriend's not cooking, if she's not cooking, I do Top Ramen or I do Chef RD. That's what I do.
Yeah, my wife grew up on Top Ramen. That's how she ate in college. But anyway, we got to get in touch and go out to dinner with Raymond.
Of course, we got to set that up. But yeah,
one more. I think I got freaking flyer miles.
One more time, there was the Raider Legends Cruise for a Cause, May 15th to the 18th of this year, and a few months away. Departs from Long Beach, California, sails to Ensenada, Mexico. Raffles, auctions, contests, autographs, and photo opportunities with Raider greats.
And wear a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, like with Mario Celotto himself.
And you can get a selfie with the Super Bowl ring.
Yes.
That's right. That's right. And you're going to hear stories that we didn't talk about tonight.
The unedited, unfiltered version. So right now they got specials: Booster Club Challenge, Booster Clubs with the most cabin, up to 50 cabins, getting onboard exclusive prize for a friend. Person who gets the most friends gets a football autograph by all the legends. And the price is starting at right now, 2-person special, interior cabin $615, balcony cabin $960, and solo specials, interior cabin $582, and the balcony cabin is $866. All cabins 100% deposit until paid off March 1st. So you can put the $100 right now, but the whole thing has to get paid off by the end of this month. So March 1st, 2026, because that is coming up soon. And it's coming up quick. And the legend right here, Mario Celotto will be there. So
I'm buying all
you stories.
I'm buying all the drinks if you buy to go on this cruise. I'll buy your drinks.
Oh damn.
Shit, man. They're gonna sell out now.
I got to do a GoFundMe.
Tell you.
I'll be in the engine room.
We want to thank you very much for coming on to the show. I know it was like it was quick, but we able to get you on and talk some history. And of course, we would love to do this again. And knowing that you live close to me,
text me. We'll go out to dinner. We'll set up a date.
Yes, and then I get to hear some of the other stories that can't be said on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
It could be said.
Everybody's
there, so you can't say it. There's a difference.
Maybe if we get to 500 subscribers, because we're almost there, we could do a members only and then do that. There you go. Incentives right here. Well, you want to thank you very much for this great interview, and we can't wait to do this again. And right, I got to go GoFundMe to try to get on this trip. I really want to go.
I've only seen you on the screen, but I love you two guys.
Thank you very much. We love you too.
We love you. We appreciate you coming on and spending.
All right, man. It's been fun.
Spending time.
Yes. Any last words for?
We have
any last words for?
Keep the faith. God bless. Love you guys. Love Raider Nation.
And just win, baby. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pride and poise.
Pride and poise.
To excellence. I'm out of here.
All right. Here we go.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Oh wait, we still got the background. All right. Oh, that was great. Yeah, that was great. Oh, we have Vincent in the comments. Hope you caught that, Vincent. But of course, I know you listened to after.
But you know what?
Yeah,
we know he'll catch the replay of it.
Yes,
and catch up and have something to say.
Yes, that was a great interview with Mario Celotto. Giving it up for the special teams units, Kate, because that's the special teams units.
They're forgotten about nowadays.
Yeah.
Remember, Al Davis drafted a kicker in the first round. We have the first punter to ever make the Hall of Fame.
Ray Guy.
Special teams. They make a difference in the game. It's just forgotten about. NFL's trying to get rid of the special teams, and they are still needed. They're still there. Let's make special teams great again.
Let's make special teams special again. Because they set the tone, okay? They set the tone for the game. Al Davis knew that field position was also part of defense, because if you get a punter like you did with Ray Guy, like you said, drafted first round, a punter who drafts a punter in the first round is I'm only a punter away from making this franchise into a winning franchise. I was trying to think of a cool way to say that, but you got a guy who can kick the ball the whole field and pin the opposing team inside their 10-yard line. I mean, that right there helps out the defense, like field position right there. Because even if they have to punt, now we're in midfield. So special teams is undervalued. Undervalued
you
to
said
say the least.
You said it's undervalued. It is. We need to make special teams great again.
What was your favorite part?
And speak right there. Anita, he was talking about it. See, sometimes when you say the names, they just show up. You know, she was sitting there stalking us, making sure we were doing right, doing good, make sure we pushed the cruise. I hope we made you proud, Anita. I hope we did.
Yes, and I want to thank Anita for setting this up. I know transitioning from the putting together the big Tom Flores event a few weekends ago, and now trying to transition back into the cruise. That's a lot of gears to try to come back from that high to kind of go mellow out to try to start doing these interviews again. So we appreciate that we were able to be able to have this interview with Mario Celotto, part of the Super Bowl 15 team, Super Bowl 15 winning Raider team in 1980. So what was your favorite part of this of the interview, Asylum?
For me, it's always the fucking stories. It is. I mean, I love the story. I love hearing, the stories about the other players, the answers to the questions, all that. I mean, it's the story. I mean, to me, you saw him get a little choked up on some of the stuff, talking about the brotherhood. You see, to me, I mean, I get to live vicariously through them. I may not have experienced some of this stuff. I may not, I got to watch some of this stuff. I was around for the last two. I was barely alive for the first one, but I was there. Okay, it counts. But but to hear the stories, to me, that's what I love. That's why I like the books. That's why I like, that's why we push the books and everything. To me, it's the stories. It's the behind the scenes, the stuff you don't get to see, the stuff the NFL keeps secret and everything else. To me, that there is 100% hands down what makes these the best.
It reminds me of when I would go to family parties, and I like to hang around the older folks because they always tell these crazy stories. They tell these funny stories, stories that maybe kids shouldn't be hearing all the details of it, but we're like, whatever, we're not as sensitive as the kids are nowadays. But you hear all these crazy stories and we laugh about it, like stories like my auntie Barbara used to tell me from back in the day, and just my grandmother, these crazy stories. And I feel like when you talk to when you have a conversation with these Raider legends, it's like talking to like your older uncles and everything. Like they tell you all these crazy stories, like, oh, and then you're like a kid, and then what happened? And then what happened?
Yeah.
And then what happened? And like you said, what's a nicer way to say balls? You already said it though. So you just get caught up in the conversation, They tell the story. They tell the story, and your mind, you start to go into like they're painting a story for you, and you can see everything because the way they tell the story is, like we kept saying, it's not like NFL Films presents the 1980 team, and you just see all these highlights in the music. But when you hear it from them, it's like you don't only just hear the stories, you can feel the passion. So it's as close to you being there in that moment during that time, like you're going back in time to be a part of these moments in their history, and then that becomes your history because you saw it through their eyes, you saw it through their passion, you saw it through their heart when they go and tell their story. So it's always the best to connect with these legends and hear all these great stories. And then we tell them like, hey, there's no structure. You just tell the stories like you know them. You don't need to censor yourself. Only me, I censor myself because my mom watches, so I got to make sure. I don't care if I'm 40. I got to list the mom.
My mom would think I was sick if I didn't talk the way I do. So, and we encourage them to feel free to, talk the way they want, tell the stories the way they want. I mean, I can't wait till we get a Phil Villapiano here who has no, like me, no filter, and is going to tell the story. That's what we love. And like you said, you live it through. I mean, we get to hear things that you may never get to hear at any other time. Like we want to hear the story about the huevos, right? Watch the back of my huevos. I mean, when are the options? When are the times you ever want to hear that story? When? Those are the things that we look for. I mean, that there is, and honestly, I felt the love for the Raiders there. He had a short career. He played for, multiple teams. But, I mean, honestly, he's a Raider. Now, as far as he's concerned, all he ever did was play for the Raiders. The other teams don't fucking matter in his mind.
Yeah, he's like, well, they called me 6 years ago. Like, I thought you was in the recently. Like, it's not. No, it's not the same. Even if it was just a year and a half, it's not. Like you said, that sticks with you, with the camaraderie.
Exactly.
Playing for a coach like Tom Flores, being a part of a magical season like the 1980, the first wild card team to win a Super Bowl, playing with a lot of guys who had stuff to prove, and they all came together to win that Super Bowl against all odds. Luck of the draw. That Browns game where Mike Davis had the interception in the back of the end zone, and just to down the
I don't think there's enough Ted Hendricks stories out there. There's not enough known about John Matuzak. I mean, like you said, 39 years old. The man died young. There's a lot more to him than what what the NFL shows about John Matuzak.
Yeah, what they try to project, who he was or how he was.
Exactly. I mean, we all know Blitnikoff during halftime had to have somebody hold a cigarette for him so he could smoke. Had to fucking unwrap his gun. I mean, you hear about that, but there's other aspects of that, of those stories that only these guys can tell.
Yeah. Because they were there.
Hear it.
Yeah. Yeah. So anytime we get an opportunity to have, these guys who was there, okay, who went through the blood, sweat, and tears, just to be within that locker room, the old Coliseum.
Well, like we told it, right? We said it. He even said at the beginning of the show, he didn't know what the Raider mystique was. To this day, he can't put his finger on what the Raider mystique was. But to me, it's these stories. It's these things. It's that camaraderie. It's everything that that went together. Like you said, the blood, sweat, and tears. The wars that were fought on the field for them to reach, the greatness that they reached.
Mm-hmm.
Every kid's dream is to play and win a Super Bowl. Sometimes you get lucky and it falls into place it goes. Sometimes you work hard. I mean, the Raiders worked hard to get there. You talk about the Cinderella season. They started off that season like shit. Nobody thought anything. Wild card team, they ain't making the Super Bowl. He happened to just be on the team at the right time. But yet the the camaraderie. You know, he's talking about there were three, you know, the Three Stooges, you know, all these things, lifetime, you know, friendships that he's made in that year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You don't get that too often.
And you know he appreciates.
Yeah.
And you know he appreciates that moment because he never takes that ring off. He's like, no. Okay, the one time
I don't blame him on that one. That motherfucker would be welded to my finger.
Yeah.
You know, it would be. And if this man said, if you mention the cage match, see him on the cruise, he will take it off, let you put it on, and take a picture.
Yeah.
That's like that
of
story
a real
about
one.
Phil Cristiano, who, you know, met a guy in a wheelchair who had an injury, gave him his Super Bowl ring and says, when you walk again, you can give it back to me. And turn around, dude walked again and gave him the ring back. Those are stories, you know, that's the kind of stuff you hear. Not a lot of people are I mean, those Super Bowl rings, there's only, 60 of them right now?
Yeah.
Those are not things that come, you know, to a lot of people. There's also 60 losers who sat there wishing they had that fucking ring.
Yeah, they got the compensation conference ring.
Yeah.
But
so
yeah.
I mean, you know, again, yeah, like you said, you know, to answer your question, it's these stories. It's, to me, maybe it's because I'm older, these stories are gold in my book. And the fact that we have it out here on YouTube, out for everybody else to hear.
What's up, Chewies?
You know, you never heard these stories before, but now we have it to be able to be out here to share with everybody else. All of Raider Nation. The people who want to know this, who want to learn, we're big on teaching on this channel. You know, and here we are teaching the history of Raider Nation, of the great Raider Nation.
Yes. Yeah. I got I'm ready for another legend to come on. Or, you know, hey, Mario, if you're still watching, come back on again. I want more stories, okay? I want more stories.
Yeah, anybody we've had on already, more than welcome to come back on. Been awesome. The Barneses, you know, everybody we've had on, all the way to what John Kingdon, right? Was our first.
No,
right?
No, Derek.
Who? Oh, yes, Derek Ramsey. I'm sorry, you're right.
Derek Ramsey.
No, John Kingdon was our first.
John Kingdon was our first.
John Kingdon was our first.
Then Derek Ramsey.
Then Derek Ramsey was our first player.
Okay. That was a long time ago. I was broadcasting from a different room. I was broadcasting from a different room in this house.
I was broadcasting without a green screen.
Yeah, Derek Ramsey, by way of Miss Peggy. We appreciate it.
By way of Miss Peggy, yep.
And then we've had John Kingdon a couple times. He's been our go-to when it comes to the draft, scouting, like how that goes to, which we need to get him on again because it's that time of year again. You know, and then coaching changes. Yep. Yes, and then Al Davis stories, you know.
The Al Davis stories, yep.
And then
that's coming up too. His birthday's coming up.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that's right after my birthday. I'll be 41. I ain't ready.
All youngsters talking about 40s being fucking old.
I ain't ready.
Y'all kiss my ass.
I ain't ready. You can wash the backside of my huevos.
Huevos. Marbles. You got no marbles.
That's old school. Well, we appreciate everybody who came on and watched this show live. If you missed it, we had Mario Celotto on the program, so make sure you catch that on the rerun. Because he told a lot of good stories, great stories. And yeah, so we don't know what's gonna happen next week because Asylum, he's gonna try to find a way, but
I'll see what I could do. But yeah, I mean, we might be coming up to the streak ending.
yeah. So,
but you know what?
I'm gonna do.
If it does, 153 episodes is still a hell of a streak.
Yeah. Well, that's just the Wednesday shows.
Yeah, well, I mean, but that's the one we're counting, right? I mean, do we count Friday? I'm a lot closer to Jim Otto if we count Fridays.
I don't know, because football games are once a week, so I don't know. I guess if it's the Wednesday show, I've got to start all over again. Well, we'll see, because either I'm gonna have to do the show by myself, probably most likely, because I don't know. I don't know who I can bring on yet. Maybe I can see who I have. I only really have like 3 people.
Or for next week, maybe we move it to Tuesday.
Oh, you'll be good on Tuesday?
I should be good on Tuesday. Tuesday's just a travel day.
Be like a Thursday night football game. Oh, but Sunday don't count, but we can still play games on Thursday. In the week.
I mean, that would work for the first week. The second week, though, I mean, I'm working, 6 days straight 12-hour days in another state. But we'll see. I don't know what hours I'm working. We'll see what we can do. I don't know when you start your new adventure.
Yeah, we're still waiting on that, but maybe we'll see. People, keep an eye out for the next episode. If it's going to be on Tuesday, if it's going to be on Wednesday, if it's going to be on Tuesday, that means Asylum keeps a streak one more week, at least one more week.
At least one more.
And
week.
If it's on Wednesday,
I keep it. I still keep it a week.
I'm gonna call in. Hey, I'm here. Okay, click. I'm at work right now.
Hey, look, I started the show. Okay, as long as you start the game, it still counts.
I'm on a Bluetooth right now at work. We'll see. All right, well, that's our show. We want to thank everybody for watching. And if you missed the show, watch it again on the replay. It's going to be right away on YouTube.
Right away.
So,
yeah. It'll upload probably within, we'll say, 30 minutes. It'll be live again to be able to watch in case you're catching it late.
No, it'll be on right when I go hang up on this thing. It'll be live right away.
No, it does a little thing. It takes a little bit of time. It's not right away. Is it?
Yeah, it's right away. For it to load so I can load it. I got to make sure it's 2. But for us, it's, it's loading. But for YouTube, it's right away.
Okay.
Like
so it's right away. As soon as we get off, we'll be able to rewatch it.
Yes, be kind.
Hit that little thing at the bottom, then scroll it all the way to the left.
Yes.
And you'll be able to rewatch it right now.
And remember, be kind and rewind. That's old school. All right. I want to thank everybody for watching, and also thank Anitha Barnes for setting up this interview for us. And also, of course, Mario Celotto for coming on. I know it was a little last minute, but we got it down and we were able to get it rolling. And it was a great conversation, a great interview. And watch it right after we get off the air. So I want to thank everybody.
4 or 5 times in case you missed something. That's okay too.
Yeah. Help us with the views. And I want to thank my mom for sending me questions to my phone and everything. And yeah, so we will see you guys either on Tuesday or Wednesday. So look out for the thumbnail and see if Asylum keeps his streak going. One more week.
One more week.
What's the odds in Vegas? I don't know.
What are they got? Yeah, you know what?
I'm gonna bet against myself.
The odds.
No, because you're gonna go with it. You're gonna go put money. Oh, I made it. Okay. Good night.
Hey. So what? I pad my stats.
All right, Cal Ripken. Have a good night. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one. The next one. I'm sick. Okay, whatever. Peace out.
All you other NFL teams, your tailgates are weak. Your teams are weak. We might be down right now, but it doesn't take away the history. And all you Raiders out there need to know your fucking history of who the fuck you playing for and where the fuck you're playing. Damn it. Oh, and by the way, I won my last cage fight. Again, I'm still undefeated. And you NFL motherfuckers out there that you think you want some, come on and get some anytime.